In this edition of Detroit Performs, a young man flourishes thanks to a youth orchestra organization.
The oboe has allowed me to have great friends, great mentors, and it really has allowed a great impact on me, and it has totally shaped my life, what I plan to do.
CriticCar Detroit shares citizen reviews of the arts.
I think it's really great that everything is so hands-on, that the kids can run around and there are things to touch in the rooms where they can't touch things.
A violinist helps bring back an old Detroit tradition.
And just to show you, how strong this neighborhood is and Detroiters are, I mean, people have taken care of this neighborhood. And ever since, it's been very, very successful.
And a real-life guitar hero who makes each instrument a piece of art.
When talking about what makes a guitar sound good, the simple answer is everything.
It's all ahead on today's episode of Detroit Performs.
Major funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the McGregor Fund. Additional funding is provided by the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs and the National Endowment for the Arts, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, I'm DJ Oliver and welcome to Detroit Performs. Now we are back again at Detroit's historic Music Hall Center for the Performing Arts. And this time, we're going to take a tour of its two adjoining venues, the intimate Jazz Café and the Rooftop 350 Terrace. But first up, a young man finds confidence in a woodwind instrument and an organization dedicated to transforming lives through diversity in the arts. Here is Miles Harlan.
When I perform, it's always the same feeling. You get the butterflies in the stomach, and that just really shows that you care about what you're doing. You want to perform the best. When I perform, I put a very, very high expectation on myself, and it really helps me. It drives me. When I was younger, I got into music by listening to many artists who I loved. Like, my mom always played different CDs by Aretha Franklin and Miles Davis, which is who I was named after, and she loved him, and James Brown, and we heard some things from Destiny's Child and Beyonce around the house.
Miles always was a musical kid. He liked dancing, singing, beating drums, anything. And then all of a sudden, when he got to elementary school, he picked up the flute. And then he picked up the flute, and they were like, he's really good. He taught himself how to play. Well, he got teased for playing the flute. So he wanted to change, and he's like, I'm going to play that. Well, that happened to be the oboe.
I think that it was a pretty sad reason to switch. However, it was an absolute blessing, I believe.
At first, what stood out about Miles as a young man, as a seventh grader, was that he was very shy. We kind of referred to him as a wounded bird because he couldn't look up at you, but he was so eager and so enthusiastic that's what stood out more than anything else, besides the fact that he was talented. But he had experienced some trouble at school, was bullied a little bit, and so a couple members of my faculty and I recognized this and said we need to kind of intervene here and see what we can do about helping this kid out by helping him to focus on his music and also to help build his confidence.
It's truly a blessing. These people didn't know us. I didn't come out and say, hey, the flag, we need help. They just gravitated and saw our story. We're pretty private. We just get by on what we can, and these people believed in the arts, believed in Miles, wanted him to know that everybody in the world isn't, mean, and it could be better, and you can do what you love and be happy, and it changed his life. I mean, it really changed his life.
I see the oboe for Miles as being his voice. When he couldn't express himself, he put all of that energy into practicing. My mom actually bought him his first oboe.
My school district wasn't supportive, and the oboes that they had were not adequate, and I would purposely get broken oboes and oboes with all these problems, and they were never the best. And so she sent me like 7 oboes to me and my oboe teacher at the time, and she said, just pick one. And so when I picked the one that I really wanted, it just felt amazing. Because it was also like the leash was being cut. I no longer had to go through all of the abuse, really.
He was practicing so much that he fell asleep one night and then fell and actually broke it in half because he just spent so much time. It was as if it were his best friend.
My mom taught me that when I perform, it's always about the passion of playing the oboe, so I try to get really in the mindset of the piece, which means that sometimes when I perform, I may come to the oboe very sad if I'm playing a piece about, they're so crazy with operatic oboe solos. I mean, someone's wife could have died, or, and when you really get into that character, the way the audience sees it can be really great if you really dive into it and become passionate about what you're doing.
The first time I heard him play really with his heart into it was a solo ensemble festival, and he got a 1 on his first solo, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And he played this really great piece, and it was so moving. And then I wouldn't look at him because he was like, don't look at me, you make me nervous. So I sat behind him, and they were recording it, and I'm like, that's amazing.
Throughout my life, I have had so many ups and downs, and it's a story in itself. So I can take those emotions that I take from other places. And for instance, if I'm playing a very sad, melancholy piece, my mother and I, when I was 9 years old, we lost our home. And although I was not very sad about the incident or the event, I was more sad, shockingly I guess, of how my mom looked during that moment and when she was crying. And I can try to find that same emotion. Whether if the audience feels sad after performance or whether if they're happy or mad, I know that I've done my job because I have connected with them and changed their emotions on something in some kind of way.
Miles is more like the lotus, growing out of mud and then blossoming.
I know that he's happy. There was a time when I could honestly sit and say that I'm not sure that he was happy. His oboe was like his security blanket. It was where he went to, that place he went to when things were bad. And now he loves it. He got a scholarship to Interlochen. He won the Artistic Excellence Scholarship. Got a scholarship to college.
The oboe has allowed me to have great friends, great mentors, and it really has allowed a great impact on me, and it has totally shaped my life, what I plan to do. It was really a new route that I had not expected to take, and it has allowed a great life for me, and it has really prepared a great life for me. Going to Interlochen Arts Academy, as being an alumni from that, is really amazing. And it has also gotten me into Vanderbilt University. The same school that James Patterson went to is amazing. And being in Nashville, Tennessee, it's all too good to be true, really.
To find out more about Miles Harlan and what the Sphinx organization is up to, visit DetroitPerforms.org. I'm now sitting below the music hall in what could be called Detroit's best kept secret, the Jazz Café. This 100-seat venue is said to be the keeper of cool. And I have to say, I feel pretty cool being in the same place where legends have performed. Next up, CriticCar Detroit shares more of their citizen reviews on arts events.
I'm Shannon Hibbard.
My name's Chelsea Lonsdale.
And we're here with our children our 6-year-old
And 5-year-old.
and 2-year-old,
Yeah.
and we are regular DIA goers.
Yeah.
With children.
Yeah, especially on Friday nights.
Yes, single moms and combining the forces to entertain the children. One of the things the kids made is bracelets today. Violet, show them your bracelet.
Can you shake it?
Shake it.
They did lots of drawing in the galleries, and then we did some drawing in the galleries.
Yes,
and
we
that
also
was
did.
fun too.
Yes.
I think it's really great that everything is so hands-on, that the kids can run around and there are things to touch in the rooms where they can't touch things, so that they can feel like they have, a part of the experience as well. So you don't have to spend the whole time, redirecting them. There's things for them to do. So it's really great to be in a place where they can be noisy and where they can touch things and where that's welcome. Like
Case in point.
Yeah. Anything that's educational that wears them out is great. We were just talking about how it's a good rainy day activity too, because they can still, even though you're not running around,
Right.
they're still doing enough walking and enough touching and enough thinking where they end up falling asleep on the way home.
They do.
Yeah.
You can view more of CriticCar Detroit citizen reviews on their Facebook page and YouTube channel, which you can find through DetroitPerforms.org. I'm now sitting on stage where great performances have ranged from Grammy Award-winning artist Jeff Tain Watts to Broadway legend Elaine Stritch and revolutionary poet John Sinclair. Now our next performer has shared the stage with some other greats, from Regina Carter to Beyonce and Jay-Z. Janina Norpath made her solo debut at the age of 13 with the Detroit Symphony Orchestra and has been on the rise ever since.
My parents started music in homes a couple of years back when there was a lot of foreclosures in this neighborhood.
So we said we should really approach the neighborhood about having a concert series and making this our venue, and we would have we wanted to have wide appeal, so we decided we would have jazz, classical, and world music, and designed it such that each concert took place in a different home in the Palmer Woods neighborhood.
And just to show you, how strong this neighborhood is and Detroiters are, I mean, people have taken care of this neighborhood. And ever since, it's been very, very successful, and it's brought a lot of attention to the neighborhood. And, and it is really bringing music back to where it was supposed to be, especially classical music and classical chamber music.
There's definitely a feeling of intimacy that you don't get in a club, in a theater, definitely not in a, something like Orchestra Hall or Carnegie Hall. And then just the people, the people are right there, and they're gonna come up and talk to you afterwards, and it's so much more for them than for the musicians. You go see someone in like Orchestra Hall or Carnegie Hall, you're going to see the musicians and you pay the money, and that's that. This is something where you get to spend time. It's almost like a picnic.
It was party music. It was in beautiful houses and castles, and that's where these works were originally performed. So you're getting a chance to see a concert, the way it was intended, not necessarily in the concert hall.
It's almost like a little mini music festival in somebody's house. That you get great food and great music, and it's sort of idyllic. You just can't fight with it. It's great.
It's a really beautiful thing to see these houses that are really amazing architecture, beautiful place to see a concert, and then hear some great music on top of it. It's definitely very inspiring to come and play with my dad and work with my dad and be able to connect with him, in that way.
She's a first-rate, marvelous musician, And it's really cool to be doing a concert with my daughter and my son-in-law. And the third musician, Curtis Stewart, is sort of like the extended family.
It's become great fun over the years. When I was younger, we definitely used to sort of butt heads a lot. We still do. I'm very strictly classically trained and only learned to improvise much later in life. I'm still learning. I definitely learn a lot from him about jazz and about improvisation and about making music in general. So much of the music is either compositions my dad has written himself, so it's compositions that I've been hearing my whole life and I feel very attached to, and I feel, really that I can bring something of my own to, knowing his music so well and knowing his style of playing so well. She's been awesome since she was a little girl, and people would see her at my concerts at the DIA when she was 3 years old and say, "Hi, little girl, what are you going to do?" And she'd have this really serious look on her face and say, "I'm going to play on my daddy's concerts when I grow up." And she did. And I'm extremely proud of both her and my son-in-law. They're wonderful musicians. They're very versatile. They're doing all kinds of great stuff. It's just a joy to play with them. Making music with people that you love is a wonderful privilege. I think that you don't always get to do that, and you make it work anyway. It's like a marriage. It's very tough to build long-term relationships with musicians that you both feel that you play well together and also you really like as people. So you find ways to make it work whether you like them or not. But it's definitely a privilege to be able to play with a group of people that I really truly love.
For more information on Janina Norpath and the Palmer Woods Music in-Home Concert Series, you can visit DetroitPerforms.org. Now, here's a look at some upcoming events happening around Detroit. Now, when the weather is nice in Detroit, you want to be outside, and this is the place to be. 350 Terrace is 11,000 square feet of unique rooftop space where hundreds of people gather to take in and dance to musical performances. Now, our next performer creates instruments that musicians could use right here on the 350 Terrace stage. Charley Hoffman has been handcrafting acoustic guitars since 1970. Now watch as he takes us through the artistic creation of a Hoffman original guitar.
My first guitar was finished in June of 1970. I played it, I thought it sounded good, but I needed feedback, and one of my very good friends, who was a good guitar player and a musician, immediately asked me to make one for him. It's taken me a long time to be completely comfortable with the notion that I make really nice acoustic guitars. When talking about what makes a guitar sound good, the simple answer is everything. The issue that we're constantly dealing with guitar tops specifically is that they are being subjected to 175, 200 pounds of pressure 24/7 from the strings being on them. And left to its own device, this piece of wood, which is about 110 thousandths of an inch thick, would blow up very soon. So what we have to do is apply braces inside. This is called an X brace. It's actually two pieces of wood that are notched and glued together. Hide glue is essentially gelatin. It is the oldest form of glue that we know of. There is at least some reason to think that hide glue makes guitars that sound better. The point of heating up the wood is so that the glue will not get cold. The size, the placement, the design of the braces to the top has more to do with the sound of the guitar than anything else, just flat out. And so the process of carving braces makes or breaks a guitar. For me, what I'm doing is partly the woodworking thing. It's partly that I love guitars. I think that they are artful, they are beautiful, they are fun to hold. I love the sound of them. But there's another part of it, and this may sound a little grandiose, but I really believe that music is important in this world. I'm not a musician, but I can contribute by making guitars for other people to make music.
It's a very delicate quality, but my specialty is a kind of a naked sound. I don't have a lot of effects. I'm just playing with just the acoustic instrument. I mean, every different guitar's got a personality, and the kind of vocabulary you'll play on it will spring from that kind of personality on the guitar. Now, the great thing about this guitar is it plays very, very well everywhere.
The guitars that I choose to make are ones that follow the tone that's in my head. I like guitars that tend to be very clean, not muddy, crisp, have a lot of projection, power, dynamic range. That's what I like to hear. Of all the things that people ask me about building guitars, how do you bend the wood is the most common. This is Indian rosewood. I soaked it in a tray of water for a couple hours. I'm going to be clamping it to this form here, which is heated. It is currently about 400 or 500 degrees. The water and the heat are what make the bending work. The hard part is the starting and getting everything lined up, and then the actual bending around the jig is pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Done. There are people in this world who buy expensive guitars and hang them on the wall and look at them. And to me, that's not just the glass is half empty as opposed to half full, it's the glass is empty. They're supposed to make music. So I love the look of them, I love the feel of them, but if the other part of it, the making music, is not there, then somehow that guitar is being cheated. This particular piece, the bending went very well. The curves are smooth with no kinks or anything like that. A very large part of the enjoyment of what I'm doing is with any guitar of any model, whether I'm making it for an individual or just on spec for hanging on the wall, is at some point I string it up for the first time and I get to hear it and I enjoy that. And they're all different, maybe not radically different, but they're all different and it gives me pleasure to hear that. When Tim is is playing, my response to it is partly, oh my God, he's playing my guitar. How cool is that? But an awful lot of my guitars are in the hands of people who just play them and enjoy them. To date, I have made 602 guitars, and seeing somebody come in and pick up their new guitar and play it, and there's a light in their eyes, is very gratifying.
Charley Hoffman has built more than 600 guitars. To find out more about him, as well as all the other artists in today's show, visit the Detroit Performs website. And that wraps it up for this edition of Detroit Performs. For more information on arts and culture, visit DetroitPerforms.org, where you'll find featured videos, blogs, and information on upcoming arts events. Now I'm going to stay here a little bit longer on 350 Terrace and enjoy this incredible view. Until next Tuesday, get out there and show them how Detroit performs. I am DJ Oliver. Thanks for watching, guys.
Major funding for Detroit Performs is provided by the McGregor Fund. Additional funding is provided by the Michigan Council for Arts and Cultural Affairs and the National Endowment for the Arts, and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.